And welcome back to another one. Today we're going to be talking about the Formuler Z Plus Neo. Now this is their budget device, and I mean budget. If you guys are interested in prices and any more information, check the description below. I have links so that way you guys get hooked up with the latest and greatest. This is a very good introductory device is how I'm going to call it. Of course, they got their Z8, which is their more powerful. I think it's like Z8 Pro, something like that. They have a much powerful, they got an alpha. This one's really good for what it is. It's a very solid budget device. Now, the very first thing is when we do talk about the remote, the quality of the basic remote is just very basic. It is budget. It doesn't feel high end at all. It doesn't feel cheap either. The buttons and everything here feels very good, very smooth, and it's all there. So it works good and everything is there. It, again, does not feel cheap. Now they did send me their premium remote, which this is a premium remote, guys. This is a very good remote. If you do have a Formuler device, I highly recommend you get this remote. This is one of the best remotes that I've got to experience with. It feels good. It feels normal. That little bevel that it has right here, the way you could hold it, everything just feels very comfortable. Personally, I like the remote big time. Everything was very responsive. Now, as far as the device itself goes, the device here is actually pretty good. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It does feel budget. It doesn't feel budget. It feels actually good. It feels premium. It feels quality. It's very small and it just works. You know, you get a little light on the front and everything just works. Now you only do get one USB port. So people are going to say like, really only one USB? Yeah, only one USB. Now, when we were looking at some of this stuff, it did have, again, on episode 1, on the first part of this video, I do like to go to this app called IDA, and it does show here, it does have 1 gig of RAM, and it is advertised 8 gigs of internal memory, but you're left with 1.5 gigs of memory. That's what I'm saying. It's a very solid introductory device. Everything is going to work. Good thing it has that USB, so that way you could add more storage. You're going to have to. If you start downloading too many apps, you're gonna bottleneck yourself. Now, when it comes to the picture quality on this thing, I did look up here within good old YouTube. YouTube's a very easy platform to pull up stuff here and content, and I wanted to test out the 4K quality. So when I did come here to the 4K quality, and I'm just like, let me really look at just Streaming Box now. It has tons of 4K quality videos. So I did want to show exactly how this works. And when I did come in here, it does take a second for it to snap into 4K, and it does take maybe about like 10 seconds, and then it snaps into 4K. And then to confirm if it is 4K, I usually come here to more, I go to quality, and it's automatically picking up that 4K quality. So there it is. Now remember, make sure you do pick a HDMI cable that is going to support the 4K. The one that you get is very standard and very basic. You're going to get a solid 1080. But it's going to work very good. Now, of course, at the very end, I always say, like, is this a good, solid device? How would I rate this one? So typically, I have a high-end, mid-range, and budget. This is a very good budget device it's made as if it was a mid-range. Like the quality is mid-range, like all of it is mid-range. The remote, I would say it is a more on the budget side, but it feels like a mid-range. Now if you went more on their premium remote, this is more of a higher end. This is a high-end remote, guys. The remote's really good. Quality's great, everything's good. The price is definitely on the budget side. With the amount of storage that it has, be sure that you do have a external USB port, a jump drive that you could plug it in. The port's there, you get one, plug it in, and you'll be able to have plenty of memory. Now, if you do think about it, because people would say like, man, 1.5 gigs of free space is nothing. That's true. Now, if you spend, you're not gonna spend that much money on the device. A USB jump drive doesn't cost that much money either. You're gonna pay maybe a couple bucks for it. So you get one of those, slap it on this thing, and now you have a grip ton of memory with all the interface. It runs very smooth, and the experience from turning it on and playing with it was extremely smooth. It's probably one of the smoothest devices, I would have to say, at a 1.5 internal memory with 1 gig of RAM. It's one of the smoothest devices that I've played with. I got to be very honest with you guys. It just runs very, very smooth. So as always, make sure you guys do check out the description below. For the price point, I would definitely buy this one just because the experience was just really, really good. Let me know if you guys have any questions. As always, you guys take care of each other, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.